top pan, you want a little bit of colour on them.
Because you've got to make sure that the inside's cooked as well.
You've got to make sure, yeah, because obviously the chorizo it's semi-cured, so it needs cooking through a little bit, yeah.
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 But obviously great on the barbecue, this, you were saying.
Pardon?
This would be great on the barbecue.
Great on the barbecue, yes. Squid's lovely on the barbecue, yeah, definitely. OK, that's good.
Now, straight after this, you're rushing off, not to Singapore like this fella over here, not to Spain.
Not anywhere near as glamorous as that. Now I'm going to Regent's Park, where we're...
There is something on. He's not just randomly going to Singapore.
I go to Regent's Park. Taste of London. It's a big kind of restaurant festival, so we've got one of our restaurants is kind of exhibiting there, if you like, Opera Tavern. So yeah, we're going to be there in the pouring rain. Can't wait.
No, have you seen it outside? It's actually sunshine.
Oh, is it? Oh, brilliant. Well, that's good news. So just got some butter going on in there as well. And I want to take the butter so it's starts to go slightly brown. Yeah. Like a nut brown butter, just have the flavour. And I've got the tentacles in there as well. I think some people don't actually like the look of the tentacles, but they are delicious.
Yeah.
Do you tentacles?
I'll go for a tentacle. Yeah, I'm not fussy.
Say that.
All in. And of course, potatoes.
Potatoes,
huge part of their diet over there, as well as the pork.
Yeah, they love potatoes, yeah, and pork. And just saying, this combination of meat and fish, pork and fish, is actually quite common in Spain.
Yeah.
So anyway, James, you're sautéing those nicely for me. That's good. And you see the butter starting to turn just brown. The squids are nice and sautéed. There we go.
The secret tapa, it is simple, but there's a lot of work involved in the last minute because.
Yeah, it's all about cooking at the end, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it's a very fast service at our restaurants, and you know all the guys are kind of very concentrated. Yeah. It's it's quite full on. Yeah. So anyway, liking that.
Right, we're nearly there with this aioli. So you want a bit of vinegar in there to.
A little bit of vinegar, sharpen it up. That'll just kind of cut through, so it's quite rich. And got plenty of garlic in there, James.
There's plenty of garlic in there.
Good. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Good. So just throw my peas in there, and the butter will just cook those through. These are nice seasonal. Fresh peas, so they don't need much cooking at all, yeah?
Right. And sage you're using as well?
I'm going to put some sage in there as well, yeah. Goes nicely with squids. Nice little kind of unusual addition.
Quite unusual.
There we go. So, get that in there.
So with a larger squid, I suppose you could just cut it up into rings and then sort it off with the...
Exactly, and you could put the chorizo in there as well and just kind of... and then probably throw the potatoes in and make a bit more of a... Yeah, just kind of a medley of things, basically. Yeah, good.
There on. Garlic's gone in there.
Garlic's gone in there.
I'm just going to grab a little bit of butter.
OK, no worries.
With butter as
well.
Yeah.
Thought you'd be looking for some butter, James.
There you go.
There you go. Thank you.
And now, of course, at the end of... now, of course, all of today's studio recipes, including this one for Ben, are on our website. Go to bbc.co.uk/Saturday Kitchen. Right.
Good. So, that's really good. So, peas are there, squids are there. You've seen a nice kind of deep colour on there. Yeah. That chorizo's going to be cooked through. And some capers in there as well. That's going to add a nice bit of sharpness, you know, a little bit of acidity in there. Big fan of capers.
And, of course, your year's been busy because you've got the book out now as well.
Yeah, the book's out. Yeah, it came out kind of beginning of the year. I talked about it when I was on at Christmas, but it's been going really well. Had some nice press on that. And
so why tapas for you, then? What made you... Was it a trip to Spain? Obviously, a trip to Spain, but was it...
Well, a trip to Spain, but, you know, I think tapas, I just think it's a lovely way of eating. You know, it's very sociable. Yeah. You get to try lots of flavours, you know. You go to a restaurant, a regular restaurant, if you like, you've got starter, main course, and you kind of almost fixed to that format. But with tapas, you know, you can try lots of different things, and, you know, it's just a great way of eating, I also think particularly good for London, where space is quite critical as well. Exactly, yeah, exactly that. OK, so they're good, James, thank you very much. So my potatoes nicely sautéed. They were... You seasoned those, did you, James? Seasoned, they're done. OK, good, so... Good, just checking. Checking, yeah.
Smells good, guys.
Yeah, it's smelling really good. There we go, potatoes just there. That's great. Thanks, James. Then loads of flavour in here. And just take the... remember to take the cocktail stick out, obviously. You don't want to kind of get that stuck in your teeth. There we go. Just pull that out.
Like you say, careful not to overfill them.
Don't overfill them, else they'll explode, basically. I've kind of had that many a time on the service at Salt Yard, and, you know, it's not fun. OK, so... And then just spoon all this delicious kind of buttery sage and peas over there. There we go. Oh, it smells good. It smells really good. There we go, spin that round. The tentacles look great as well, I think, you know, when they're cooked and they they look really good. And then, lovely aioli on the side. I'm not going to taste it, James. You made it. I'm sure it's all right. So I'm sure it's going to be good.
I think it's all right.
Really good. So that on the side to dip it in.
So give us the name of that.
There you go, yes. So that's sautéed baby squid stuffed with chorizo, some new potatoes, peas, sage, capers, and a lovely aioli on the side.
How good does that look? That was fantastic. That looks, and I know it's going to taste great.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Dive into that one. Smell what you think of that.
Yeah.
Really
Should be getting a good waft of garlic off that, I would imagine.
Absolutely lovely.
Yep, let's do this.
It's just how they serve it. You know, when I was over there in that market, they lift straight out the pan,
go
pour it
for
on the
it.
plate.
Exactly, bosh, done.
Yeah.
Next person, basically.
It looked pretty easy as well. I know
It is, I mean,
there's a bit of, you know, faffing around, but
Well, with the
looks easy.
aioli, but I mean, you can get that made kind of beforehand, can't you? You can have like a little batch of aioli in the fridge.
Exactly.
But,
and like you said, those squids, different sizes, but also the lovely ones are the tiny ones that you get in the market.
Shipperonas, yeah, they're called and they literally take like 30 seconds to cook, just flashed on the grill, that's it.
It's so good.
Happy with that?
Good
There you
stuff.
go. Cheers indeed. I don't know whether we're going to get to eat any of it, because Mike and Kimberley just... The two of them are just diving, they're in their own little world.
That's
romantic corner.
We didn't know
that's a
you
good
wanted
sign,
to
that's a
try
good sign,
some
you get
too.
stuck in.
Now, it had to be Spanish, but this one, fabulous.
Really
Another
good.
great choice by all.
Yeah, he's well on form, isn't he? It's really good. Yeah, it just kind of cuts through that. I mean, it works, I think, really well with the aioli. You know, kind of really cuts through all the
It's a
rich
really good
flavours.
wine, actually.
Another great value, $7.99. You like this one as well. Yeah. You're just enjoying it, yeah?
I've got a few good wines to take away with me, actually. A few
What do you reckon?
$7.99ers.
It's got to be one of the best things I've eaten today. I mean, no. I think the garlic and the sage that really make it. And
Yeah,
the aroma.
sage is a little bit different. You know, it's a
But
little
it
bit
really
different
works.
touch.
Simple
Lovely.
but delicious. Sure, right, it's time to answer some of your foodie questions. Each caller is also going to help us decide what Kimberley will be eating at the end of the show. That's if there's any room left to eat anything else.
There's always room, guys.
So
it's fine.
first on the line, we've got Bev from Blackpool. Are you there, Bev?
I am, yes.
Hi there, what's your question for us?
I'd like to know how to get the best crackling on pork.
Crackling on pork. Do you want to take that?
I'll do that. Hi, Bev. So I think the best thing to do would be to take the skin off the joint, whatever it is.
Take it off in total.
Take it off in total, score it,
Yeah.
don't cut it all the way through, lots of salt on it, lay it on a tray and bake it like that on a really high heat.
Yeah.
Do it separately like that.
And then it'll crisp up.
That'll crisp up
Yeah.
nicely.
But if you're using sort of a shoulder of pork, you could score it, like you say, salt and just really long, slow cooking. That's
Yeah, exactly. You could do it like that, but for super crisp, I think that's...
And also get really good quality pork as well. That will help
Always
you massively.
helps,
Yeah. What dish would you like to see at the end of the show? Heaven or hell?
Definitely heaven.
Heaven, that's where we go. And Scott from Sheffield, are you there, Scott?
I am.
Hi there, what's your question for us?
I've got a full frozen duck and I'd like to know how to cook it.
A frozen duck.
Oh, I will
Hi,
not
Scott.
know what
I'll
to
do this one.
Yeah.
First of all, defrost it. That's pretty important. That's step one. Actually, it's a little bit like... It's a little bit like, you know, the squid earlier, talking about the tenderising. When you freeze it, it does tenderise the meat a little bit. So but I wouldn't have it pink. I'd cook it kind of slow roasted. So stuff it with some oranges and herbs, garlic and all that sort of thing. And then slow roast it in the oven. 200 degrees to start with for about 10 minutes, get it lovely and crispy and brown all over. Turn it down to about sort of 170, something like that, and just make sure it's cooked all the way through. And the fat in that duck will just kind of tenderise the meat. And obviously then
keep
save
basting
it,
over the top.
and then
Sounds
save
good.
it for your potatoes and do some lovely roast potatoes. Finish them with a little bit of garlic and salted anchovy. Brilliant.
There you go. What dish would you like to see? Heaven or hell?
It's got to be food heaven.
Heaven, there you go. Good
So
luck with the
far, so
dough.
good.
Going well.
And Jan from Somerset, are you there, Jan?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi there, what's your question for us?
It's a recipe for an asparagus mousse. I'm doing it with a stuffing some trout fillets as a starter.
Is this for tonight?
Yes.
We'll all be round for dinner. That's a bit fancy, isn't it? There we go. Asparagus mousse.
Asparagus mousse.
I take it you're cooking this asparagus mousse, are you?
Sorry?
Are you gonna cook this asparagus
Yeah,
mousse?
well,
doesn't know
it's
yet.
going to be stuffed inside
She likes the recipe.
salmon fillets.
I think a really easy way. I wouldn't mess around with eggs and all that business. I think asparagus mousse. Get a nice bunch of asparagus. Trim the ends off and sauté them down in a little bit of butter, just so they're nicely cooked but still bright green. Put it in a blender. Get a nice green puree, and then add some creme fraiche or some fromage frais into it just to thicken it up. Bang it in the fridge. Lovely asparagus.
And if you wanted to cook it with the fish, then it would have to be the egg. You'd have to use egg yolks and cream.
Yeah, I'd have to go back to my college books to find
That's a tricky one.
They're
all struggling with that one. Good luck tonight. There you go.
Thank you.
What dish would you like to see? Heaven or hell?
Oh, definitely heaven.
Heaven. That one looking good.
This is looking good.
Bruce from Holland. Are you there, Bruce?
Good morning.
Hi there. What's your question for us?
I have a kilo of king crab legs in the freezer, and
Yeah.
I need something to do with them.
Fantastic. Well, I can think of a dish straight away.
Yep.
Definitely chili crab. Would that be yours?
Like a Singapore chili crab.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that would be the...
Let's get Singapore in there.
Well, it
like.
would definitely won't, because that's really the crab shells.
Absolutely, and just crack the crab shells, obviously, to sort of release all the meat when it's cooked and get the flavour in there. I mean, you know the actual recipe, but if you go with a bit of hoisin sauce and chopped chilli, ginger, garlic, and just sort of roast them down with that, finish it off with lots of fresh coriander, it's as messy as anything when you eat it, but it's absolutely delicious. So.
Yeah, I mean, if they're frozen, they could be cooked beforehand as well. So
absolutely,
make sure they're
yeah.
cooked, really.
Yeah,
So blanch them first of all, then crack them down. But there is a recipe on our website as well that you'll be able to get. But like you said, it's with hoisin, a little bit of rice wine vinegar. Sugar is the key to it as well.
Yeah.
And the idea is you make this sauce and you reduce it down in a wok, and then you put the crab in it. And as it reduces down, they coat and get really sticky, and that's where you get the Singapore chili crab from. You need a big bowl of water with lemon and a bib. But it's the best night in you're ever going to have. It's fantastic. What dish would you like to see at the end of the show? Heaven or hell?
Food hell.
Hell! Oh, I was bigging up that, and then you chose that one. And Stephanie from Bolton, are you there?
Hello.
Hi there, what's your question for us?
I'd like to know how to make the perfect Sunday roast with beef.
Well, Sunday roast. Do you want me to take that one?
Yep.
Roast dinner would be, well, I would use 2 cuts of roast beef, really, either or both. But either or, really. Sirloin would be my second choice, really, so a whole sirloin or half a sirloin. Basically seal it off in a pan with salt and pepper over the top, and then basically you can put a little bit of mustard on that, English mustard if you wanted to, but generally just salt and pepper. Really hot oven, a bit like you were cooking a duck.
Yep.
Nice and hot to get it nice and crisp first of all, so as hot as the oven will go for about sort of 20 minutes, and a sirloin like that would probably take about sort of an hour and 15, an hour and 20 minutes to cook, so reduce it down to about 200 and then continue to cook it. But the idea is to serve it rested, that's the key to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my favourite joint would be a rib of beef.
On the bone.
Cook it on the bone, that's the thing. You need a big pan to sear it all off. Cook it in the oven, it's going to take about a good 2.5, 3 hours, because it's got a big, thick bone with it as well. But a rib of beef is absolutely spectacular if you want a real treat. What dish would you like to see at the end of the show, heaven or hell?
So sorry, but it's going to have to be hell.
It's all right.
It's close, close. Right, let's get on to business. It's the omelette challenge with Paul Rankin still sat at the centre of our board. 17.5 seconds there. Ben, you're already on there.
Yeah.
This is your first time at this, Mr. Sergeant. Who would you like to beat?
Well,
on
my
our board?
first time here. So,
Oh, yeah, who would you like to be on our board?
Paul Rankin.
Paul Rankin.
No,
All right.
no.
So
Oh,
you...
obviously Ben. I like Ben's festive hats.
Yeah,
it's good, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
really
it needs
nice.
to get more kind of prominent up
Yeah,
there,
all right. So, usual rules apply. 3-egg omelette cooked as fast as you can. Let's
Yeah.
put the clocks on the screens. Are you ready?
Oh, the pressure.
Big pressure.
Cheating. 3, 2, 1, go. It's got to be an omelette. See the concentration on their faces.
This is the real deal.
This is really funny.
Wow. So I love this. They just do this and go, yes, yes.
That looks
It's an omelette,
Hardest
guys.
thing I've done all week, that.
Right. This looks kind of... It's uniquely sort of burnt on the outside and raw in the middle, but...
Tapas.
It's
colours
tapas style,
the usual.
James. It's the Spanish way.
It's a Spanish one, yeah. This one... There's not a lot of seasoning going on in any of those, but we'll forgive you.
Spanish way.
Ben,
Oh dear.
do you think you beat your time?
Yes, I do actually.
You did beat your time.
Very
so you
good.
Can take that one. You'd be glad with that festive hat and get rid of